In studio with us, we've been having a conversation with Ralph Mathekga, who has gone through the respective provinces with us. We've got two more provinces to take a look at, Ralph, and it's been interesting so far to see the dynamics of how the respective parties have been doing, how the DA have lost as being official opposition in some of the provinces, and the EFF have now taken over, which is a very interesting thing. We've got two more provinces to go through, and the first one is the Northern Cape, I think. So, let's talk to this. Again, just if you have tuned in, this is what, okay, we just got rid of that one, but we had the national election sitting up as where it was 75% progress, and you can kind of see there what it looks like, the ANC stronghold on most of the provinces, except for the Western Cape. So let's look at the Northern Cape now. Almost done. 97.45% of those votes already in and have been counted. Only 1.2% of them are spoiled vote, 64% turnout. And the Northern Cape, I think, still very strong for the ANC.
Well, still very strong for the ANC, Leanne, and it's usually the first province to come in. I mean, it's because it has got fewer population.
Indeed.
I mean, it doesn't take a lot of time to count there. So the ANC is still quite comfortable in the Northern Cape. I think they've never had a major challenge in the Northern Cape.
Yeah, Northern Cape. So that's what the picture looks like there. We've also got to take a look at the Eastern Cape. So if we can pick it up and move to the graphic of the Eastern Cape so we can see how things are going there. Again, this was a very volatile run-up to the elections in the Eastern Cape. And we were looking at sort of at being a very hot, heated area, one of the hot spots. Seemed to have been okay, though. The Eastern Cape coming through, and the ANC, look at that, 68.9% is where they're sitting at right now, and that is that's a good showing for them.
That is quite comfortable. I mean, you look at the municipalities in the Eastern Cape. You look at your Nelson Mandela Bay. One thought that maybe that could signal the contest that was coming at a provincial level, but it appears that the ANC is quite comfortable. But this is another very interesting area. Remember, a few weeks ago, ATM showed up in Eastern Cape in one of the by-election, and it was reported to have attained are in the range of 30%. It was quite a shocker, and I think it looks like the province is just well settled under the ANC.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we had that ATM coming through, as you mentioned. We've seen the ATM getting one seat, but many people were thinking they'd make very big inroads into the Eastern Cape.
It was quite surprising. I mean, that 30% show, I mean, I looked at that and I said to myself, what am I seeing here as well? I mean,
a lot of people felt that way.
Already we have an idea as to how new entrants perform. They usually don't breach that 10%, and suddenly someone is at somewhere at 30%. Even if it's within municipality, it raised concern. But look what we are seeing here. The ANC very comfortable. The DA is sitting pretty well. The EFF, I mean, not so well in the Eastern Cape. This Eastern Cape, actually, I would say it's quite below their national average. Not really a good performance.
So
there.
the UDM, though, they're there, and people have been worrying about the UDM as to whether this was going to be the end of them, and whether or not this was going to be sort of the time where you start seeing this party disappear. But they still have their showing. As it stands right now, I think the projection is that they will have 2 seats in the Eastern Cape legislature.
I mean, I really think this is a very good reward for South Africa's loved 2%, the UDM, General Bantu Holombisa's party there. I mean, it's quite comforting to see, you know, it's still staying there.
Still hanging in.
Because, I mean, they've done a lot of work. I mean, the National Assembly across the country taking a position against corruption. It will be tragic if the party such as that just get kicked out. So holding on to this in Eastern Cape is quite good. Maybe that is where they need to invest a lot as a regional party, because at national level they are not at this point.
All right. There's just one final province before we wrap up this section. We haven't looked at the Free State, if I'm not mistaken. If we can put that on, and then we'll go to an ad break, and then we've wrapped up all 9 provinces here in South Africa. The Free State is the next one. Let me quickly just pull it up for myself so we can
The last time the ANC was above 60%.
Yeah,
it was
so
about 64.
64% now. They've got 64. The next party is 16% with the DA. So that picture, something expected.
Limpopo, Free State, Eastern Cape, Mpumalanga, Northwest. I think these are the provinces, 5 provinces where the ANC seems to have had a very interesting surge. I mean, the number is good, 64.1, way above the national average performance of the ANC. But also look at the EFF there in Free State. They are quite present in Free State, and it appears that their performance in Free State seems to be matching what they are getting at national level. The DA in Free State, quite a good showing, I would say, reasonably good showing, but again, the DA just remaining stagnant, not really growing.
All right, Ralph, thank you so much for talking to us here on the program, analysing the provinces and the national results. I hope that's given you a good picture of how your province is doing in South Africa, with the results coming in fast and furiously now. 75% of the votes have already been counted. So, yeah, I think this picture is quite a good one to give you an indication of how the elections have gone. We'll take a break. See you after this.